Welcome to the This Day program for this Thursday, January 6th. I'm Paul Ortiz, filling in for a vacationing Lisa Hart. She'll be back in a couple weeks or so, or maybe a week, hopefully. Today on our program, we're actually going to be watching Paul Calacchio. He's with RadNet, and he's actually sat down with Lisa, and they're talking about a wonderful mammography mobile service that can come to your, facility or your home or clubhouses to many of the communities in southern Orange County, and it's called Maddie. And we'll be learning a little bit more about that. RadNet, of course, a wonderful supporter of Laguna Woods Village and Village Television, so we definitely appreciate that. Also, the Wine Lovers Club. Lisa got a chance to talk to the representative for our club here in Laguna Woods, and they actually had some sampling, so it's a very interesting segment. I think you'll enjoy that a little bit later on our program. Well, let's take a look outside. We've got some terrific temperatures again for the next couple of days. You can see that some of the snow in the mountains is starting to melt, and it's getting a little bit warmer up there, but still probably some good conditions. They do make snow up there in our local mountains, so I'm sure everybody is still having a pretty good time out there. But we're going to see temperatures well into the high 60s, a little bit cooler on Saturday where we'll have a little bit of cloud cover, and then temperatures will be in the lower 60s. Overnight temperatures are pretty average in the high 40s. I came into work this morning, it was about 48, 49 degrees, so that seems about right for our overnight temperatures. So beautiful weather here in the next couple of weeks, I believe. Looks like we won't have rain for quite some time. And some cloudy days. Monday's going to be a little bit cooler and a little bit cloudier, but again, temperatures will be into those high 60s still, and the overnights will be in the high 40, 49, maybe 50 at some time, but a nice time to take a late walk or an early morning walk if you're one of those kind of people. Well, let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset. This is a terrific photo from Cole Young. This is our beautiful Catalina Casino that you see out there, and that was originally really built by William Wrigley back in the early 20s. Was a popular rest stop basically for a lot of the movie stars back in the 20s and 30s. They would take their yacht out there and enjoy some time out there at that casino. And they also used to premiere movies out there too, out in the 40s and 50s. So it was a pretty hot spot to be. And now it's kind of a museum and kind of an attraction, but a beautiful place to be. Our sunrise, of course, this morning was at 6:56 a.m. and our sunset this evening will be at 4:57 p.m. And of course, if you have a photo you'd like to share with us, be sure and email us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Well, we also have a couple of things we wanted to share with you regarding some things that are happening here in resident services, and especially here in the community center. We're going to have to close resident services for walk-in traffic starting today, so you can give them a call still if you have issues or if you want gate clearance or you have some issues regarding your residents. Be sure and give them a call at 597-4600. Or you can email them, of course, at residentservices@vmsinc.org. So until further notice, they're going to be closed for walk-ins. So be sure and use our email service and use that phone. Give them a call at 597-4600. A lot of cities and municipalities are actually closing their city halls. So this is kind of happening throughout not only Orange County, but throughout the country as well. So, just not having that walk-in traffic is going to help during this COVID crisis. And hopefully in the next couple weeks, the pandemic will start to kind of ease off a little bit, and then people will be coming back to work per usual and kind of business as usual. But for now, let's be safe. They're going to close the walk-in traffic over here at the community center located on the first floor. And be sure and give them a call or send them an email if you need any help whatsoever. Well, we only have one meeting today, so we're going to leave you with that. But right after this break, we're going to see Paul Calacchio and Lisa Hart with RadNet.
At the Memorial Care Breast Center, Saddleback, you will always find a friendly face to guide you through your annual mammogram visit. Our staff, dedicated subspecialist breast radiologists, knowledge, and innovative technology await your visit to our center. With the Laguna Woods shuttle service right at our sidewalk, this convenient location offers you quick access for your appointment. You can expect nothing but the best for all your breast health needs at Memorial Care Breast Center, Saddleback.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Paul Colacchio here with RadNet, and he has a very exciting subject matter to talk to us about. Well, Paul, thank you for joining us again. How are you?
I'm great, Lisa. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now, October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
And we don't want to just stick to October. Of course, we want to always have this on our mind because we never know when something might happen. And to be prepared is number one. And before we get into exactly what we're talking about, what does RadNet do overall for breast cancer?
RadNet does about 2 million mammograms per year. And we have a very robust screening program. And as we will get to this in a second, but we have something very exciting to add to our breast program.
Okay. So this is a transportation, if you will, or a mobile mammogram, and you call it
Maddie.
And why do you call it that?
The coach was actually named after one of the employees who worked on this project. Her name is Madeline.
Okay.
So we named her Maddie, and Maddie is a brand new mobile screening mammography unit. And this was built to handle overflow at our centers, and it was built to go out into the community.
Okay. So when you say go out into the community, what kinds of communities?
So for example, there is a need in the Native American community to provide screening mammograms to women. So we will be going out into Native American communities. We will be going out into communities where women are kind of underserved.
Right.
So we're there to provide the screening mammograms for them.
Now, during the COVID timeframe, of course, you know, people were afraid to come to the facilities for fear they were going to catch COVID, and so they put a lot of their mammograms off.
Yes.
And so, like you said, overflow. Well, now you probably have everybody coming in because they've been so backed up. So I imagine that your overflow is probably pretty significant. So you have this. However, when you have people who are at home and can't get out, I mean, this must be a really nice opportunity for that.
It is. We are unable to go to people's homes, but we are able to go to a centralized location that we could coordinate ahead of time. And then we could have people come to the truck at a desired location.
Okay.
And the truck, when it's not being used in the community, it's being used for our centers and helping with the overflow. So it moves around from location to location.
Okay, and what does it have inside?
It has a check-in area. It has a waiting room for 3 to 5 guests. It has 2 changing rooms, and then it has the mammography equipment.
Okay.
And on the outside, we have a portable waiting area that's covered for about 7 to 10 guests.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty big.
Yes. It's a 36-foot truck, and it's state-of-the-art, and we're very excited. It literally is exactly like our brick and mortar locations. It has the same technology, and we also acquired a artificial intelligence company within the past 2 years.
Okay.
And with the artificial intelligence, the Hologic HD 3D clarity equipment, we're able to detect a breast cancer 1 to 2 years earlier than traditional mammography.
Right. Now, we talked a little bit off camera about Susie Bash, and
Yes.
you know, we had her on, and that was a significant discussion, was the artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, 1 to 2 years prior is amazing, but then also how in-depth it actually is.
Yes.
Right.
It's truly amazing what's being done with artificial intelligence. And with the Deep Health artificial intelligence, we're integrating that into our screening mammography and our screening programs.
Okay. Now, your mobile units aren't just here in California. You have them in other states as well.
Yes, we will be placing one in Arizona. Arizona is the newest location for RadNet, and there's a huge demand out there for a mobile unit.
Okay. Well, there you go. You know, the mobile thing, and you're not alone. I think it's being used in a variety of different areas, not just medicine, but a variety of other things. And so if somebody wanted to request that maybe in a particular area would like to have this come, what do they do?
They would go to breastlink.com/Maddie.
Okay.
Or they could call me. My number is area code 562-833-1000. 1250.
Okay.
And what I do is I triage the requests, and then we try to help everybody that calls.
That's great. I love this idea. I love this concept. Now, so you ask people to, kind of corporations to underwrite this, right? So how would that work?
We actually have companies sponsoring the mammograms.
Okay.
And what they'll do is they'll reach out and they'll say, I would like to sponsor a day worth of mammograms. And we discuss the amount for that, or how many days they would like the unit.
Okay.
And we then promote them through our social media, our websites, and on our internal television network. And any media that we have supporting the event that day will showcase them as well.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a wonderful operation.
Yeah.
I just, like you said, another arm for RadNet to reach
Yes.
as many people as possible.
Yes.
That is awesome. And then the website again was breastlink.com/Maddie, correct?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you again.
Thank you, Lisa.
Nice
Thank you
to
for
see
having me.
You're welcome. And remember, if you are interested or you know someone that is interested, definitely have them reach out, and you can go to breastlink.com/Maddie. We'll be right back.
At Norm Reeves Honda Superstore Irvine, we want to buy your car. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, we come to you. On-site professional appraisals now available at your home or office. 2, you come to our dealership just minutes away for an on-the-spot appraisal. 3, value your car online at normreeveshondairvine.com. It's your choice. Plus, you get paid in 1 day or less. At Norm Reeves Honda Superstore in the Irvine Auto Center, we will buy your car.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Judith Akonsky, who is here on behalf of the Wine Lovers Club of Laguna Woods, and we have Jeff Champion, who is here on behalf of Ray's Place Fine Wine. Well, welcome both of you, and I'm so happy we were able to have you in person.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Well, we have a lovely spread here for all of you, and before we get into all of this deliciousness, Judith, let's talk to you about what is the Wine Lovers Club.
The Wine Lovers Club is a place where people come together, they break some bread, they share a glass of wine. Some of the people don't even drink and they share a Pepsi, or we have a few guys that are staunch Scotch drinkers.
Right.
And we have wine education. We learn about food pairings and the wines that go well with the foods. And I think people just love it because it's a time where they can kind of get to know their neighbors and meet new friends.
Right.
I think that's the success of our club.
Well, and you mentioned you started out with 35 members. Now you're up to what, like around 200?
We're about shy, maybe 5 of 300.
Holy smokes, that's amazing. Well, that's great. I mean, you obviously put together events and things, which we'll talk about in just a bit. And Jeff, tell me a little bit about yourself and Ray's Place.
Sure. So we're just over 2 years old. We are a concierge wine business. We do delivery. And Judy and I met, just a little bit before the lockdown. And so we came on board right as that happened, and we started doing virtual tastings with them and stuff like that. So we kind of cut our teeth with Laguna Woods like during that time. But beyond that, like I said, we offer delivery. I'm a wine educator, have been for about 20 years. And so we do events and, we do gifts for clients and stuff like that. And I mean, pretty much the only thing we don't do is a retail shop.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Well, and obviously you have the connection with the Wine Lovers Club, so we can learn all about fabulous wines.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about some events that you had during the time that last few months. You guys had an Oktoberfest.
Yes, we've only met in person now 3 times. About a week and a half ago, we had our 2nd annual Oktoberfest. We use it as our kickoff for our membership. We had authentic German wines, German food, German music. And I really want to give a shout out to thank a gentleman by the name of Scott Cibola. Turns out he's a Laguna Wood resident, and he owns an establishment called Game Craft.
Oh, Oh.
And he and his wife heard about the wine club, and they very generously donated all the beer for the Oktoberfest.
Oh, wasn't that great?
So it was a real fun event, and plus, at the end, we all went out to the patio and danced to the music of the Nomads.
Oh, I love it. Isn't that fun? Oktoberfest is always such a good time. Then you guys also took a trip out to Temecula.
That was our very first thing we did. About 55 of us jumped on a bus and went to various wineries in Temecula. We probably had a little bit too much fun.
Well, that's what happens. You know, they just keep pouring you those little wine samples, and by the end, you don't know how many you've had, right?
But I think a fun club is a busy club. So we've
Exactly.
done a lot in the 3 months that we're back to being a club.
That is awesome. And, you know, going out to Temecula, do you guys get a shuttle bus, or how does that work?
We go ahead and order a regular bus.
Okay.
And it's the same gentleman that we've used when we were open up before to take us to the port for when we had our cruise.
Love
And
it.
so it's very comfortable, huge bus, has a restroom, and
Oh, that's a good thing, because after all that wine, you might have to be visiting that restroom on the way back. That's great. Well, excellent. So let's talk about some of your upcoming things, and then we'll get to our tasting. So you've got a holiday tasting come up in which you're going to be giving a presentation. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll be working with another group to do it. Usually I do the presentations by myself. I deliver out all the wine to everybody beforehand, and then we all kind of, like you said, we all congregate and I do the presentations. This year we have a director from the Orange County Wine Society coming in. Yeah, so she and I have worked really well together to pair up wines that are from wineries that have submitted to the Orange County Fair in 2021. So we're gonna showcase some of those wines. They're gonna do the presentation, and for a change, I get to hobnob.
Ooh, nice.
I get to hang out and have fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Tell me about what's going to happen at other than what he just mentioned.
okay, well, we're going to meet November 30th at Clubhouse 2 at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And as Jeff says, we're going to welcome Carolyn Christian. She's the Director of Education for the Orange County Wine Society. And she will be presenting wines for Hanukkah, Christmas, and New Year's.
Okay.
And the club will be providing holiday foods to pair with those wines.
Okay.
And then my sidekick, Kathy Gaskins, she's going to do a huge raffle
Nice.
of wine type of gifts to get us in the spirit of gift giving.
Oh,
So I
that's
think it'll
great.
be a real fun event.
It sounds great. Now let's just remind people that is going to be happening November 30th, right? Because you guys
Yes.
go dark in December.
Right.
Okay, well, there's a lot of holidays, you know, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to keep up. That's
Right.
awesome. Okay, good. And then, real quick, let's touch on next year. So you guys are already preparing for a giant cruise.
Yes,
love
we
it.
are. We're, like I say, we try to stay busy. We think our members like that. And so we will be going on the brand new Discovery Princess on October 1st.
Wow.
And we're going to take a 7-day coastal cruise.
Nice.
As I kind of discussed with different members, everybody expressed the opinion that for their very first cruise experience since the pandemic, they felt comfortable being on a cruise that was primarily in the United States.
Oh, that's a good idea. How many people?
Well, we just started advertising last week. I think by now we have maybe 8-10 couples so far.
Okay, what's the maximum?
I think we could go up to 30-40 cabins if we wanted
Oh,
to.
you can. Oh, that's
Yeah,
great. And
yeah.
that looks like a nice ship. I haven't heard about that one. So
It's
that looks
brand
great.
new.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes out next year.
Okay.
And then, as you said, we'll be dark in December. And then we move to our new home in January.
Oh.
We've pretty much grown out of Clubhouse 2, so we're finally getting Clubhouse 5.
Oh, good for you. That's great. Well, excellent news. All right, let's talk about what we have here. Obviously, a couple of wines, and I'm going to let you take it away.
Sure. So, with the holidays coming up, we obviously wine kind of takes focus, right? And, everybody seems to have their own favorites. We get a lot of Cabernet, a lot of Chardonnay, a lot of Pinot Noir, just these kind of real common varietals. And, what I like to do as part of being an educator is obviously, trying to open up people's eyes to some other things.
Okay.
So we have a couple of wines to look at today with a little bit of cured meat and some cheese. But we've got a couple of wines that you may or may not really be familiar with. So our white wine today is a Riesling.
Okay.
It is actually a Riesling from California. It finishes really dry. It does have a little bit of sweetness to it because that's pretty typical for the grape.
Right.
But really the sense of a great Riesling is its ability to finish dry.
Oh.
And when that happens, it makes it really, really food friendly.
Okay.
So this is a single vineyard Riesling from Monterey. And as you try it, you will see there's just a little bit of sweetness on the front of it, but it doesn't stay there. And that makes it really, really good for this brie, for instance. It's a fantastic pairing with brie, but it also should move over and work really well with the prosciutto as well.
Okay, well, it smells very nice.
Yeah.
I like the smell. Now, you're right about the Riesling. I always thought maybe Riesling was like a dessert wine.
So, and a lot of times it can be, depending on the style of Riesling, when they get into off-dry, they get very sweet.
Okay.
This is considered a dry style, so this is a dry Riesling, excuse me. And the thing that's really cool about this wine, beyond what we're doing here today, this is a sneaky, amazing white wine pairing for things.
Sneaky. I've never heard of a wine that's sneaky.
That's what I call it, and some of my friends in the industry call it. It's sneaky good because you're not expecting Riesling to pair so well with Thanksgiving dinner, but it does. It goes well with stuffing, with the sage and everything with stuffing.
Right.
It goes beautifully with turkey. It has some wonderful acidity that breaks through some of the heavier things like gravy and potatoes and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really, really great pairing for Thanksgiving, and not a lot of people realize that.
I love it.
Very good.
And you know, I would never think of having Riesling with the actual dinner itself. So I really do think this is pleasant, very pleasant. What do you think?
Good. It's very good. We had a Riesling, of course, with our Oktoberfest, and that was really good also.
Yeah, and one quick last thing about this. One of the things that I always try to do with my clients is the very first wine that we have or they have in an evening usually should be something that you can start with casually among friends. You know, as your guests are arriving, oftentimes it's a bubble of some sort, like a sparkling, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a rosé. It can be something like this Riesling.
Okay.
Just a little bit of sweetness, and you carry it over with you right into dinner.
Oh, it's delicious. All right, I love it. And then what about the red? What do you have?
So this red is another really sneaky good
Another
holiday
sneaky
wine. Yes,
I know,
absolutely.
I'm beginning to think we should only be having sneaky wines.
Well, that's what my job. My job is to show you sneaky wines. Otherwise, there's no fun in it. Everybody just stays with their Pinots and their Cabs and stuff. This is Beaujolais.
Yeah.
But this is a very special Beaujolais. This is not Nouveau Beaujolais. That comes out, it usually comes out the third Thursday of every November. Cannot come out before then. It is part of the law of Nouveau Beaujolais. The thing with Nouveau is it gets made very quickly, and it oftentimes has this kind of bubblegummy sweetness to it. Oh. And a lot of people really like that. That's great. This is a very serious Beaujolais. This has a lot of minerality coming out of it. There's a tremendous amount of limestone in the soil that these vineyards come from. So you get this beautiful minerality, kind of bright and fresh. When you pair it with something a little bit more unctuous like the salami and the prosciutto, that acidity is going to work hand in hand, and it's going to keep your palate nice and fresh.
That is nice. You know, it's very light. I would expect something, because, you know, I mean, like you said, you start off with a lighter wine, and then you move into something a little heavier.
Yeah.
So at what point in the evening would you have this?
This would, okay, so honestly, we all have friends that don't drink white.
Right.
This is another great starter wine, and it will also move really well into food. This also goes really well with things like cranberries, with turkey, with gravy, because again, it's got that beautiful, that minerality and that acidity in the wine that really kind of helps cut through the richness of the food.
Right. What do you
Yeah.
think? Do you like?
It's good.
I think I am, between the two, I'm partial. I think I like the Riesling.
Yeah.
Just maybe because I'm more of a sweeter.
Sure,
I like it
yeah,
more
everybody's
sweet.
palate is different. I talk with my clients about this all the time. You know, I am usually not prone to tell you what to taste in a wine or things like that,
Right.
really, because your palate is yours.
Right. Perfect.
This would be good also with appetizers where
Yeah.
it's salami, cheese.
100%.
Yeah.
Ham, your ham dinner, fantastic.
Well, I love it. Well, you guys are awesome. Let's bring up your slide. That anyone wants to know all about the Laguna Woods Wine Lovers Club, they can call the number. That is 949-837-2273, and they can learn all about wine.
That's right, and if I may,
Yes.
I just want to invite everyone to come to our new home, Clubhouse 5. It's going to be the second Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
We're going to keep the 6 o'clock time.
Okay.
So our very first wine meeting for January will be January 12th, 6 p.m., Clubhouse 5, and we will be welcoming Kirk Green from Total Wine.
Oh, great. That's perfect. Well, wonderful. Well, cheers. Thank you so much to both of you.
My
I
pleasure. Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having me, both
Thank you
of
for
you.
the education, and good luck on all of your activities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And remember, if you want more information about the Laguna Woods Wine Lovers Club, you can call them at 837-2273. Cheers.
Well, for some of you that might have missed our show earlier on, I just wanted to mention once again, Resident Services is currently closed for walk-ins here at the community center. So they're encouraging you to call or email Resident Services, and some of you do that already. So be sure and give them a call at 597-4600, or you can email them at residentservices@vmsinc.org with any of the questions or work orders that you might have processed here in our community center. So just for precaution and for safety issues, we encourage everybody to give us a call or to email us instead of walking into the community center. Well, let's talk about something that's going on with the Recreation Department, and this is their paint and pour, and this is over there at the Clubhouse 1 Art Room. That's going to start on January 17th. That's from 6 to 8 o'clock with Penny Rubin. And you can purchase tickets at the Clubhouse 1 office or via ActiveNet only. So those are the only two options you can. It doesn't look like they're going to take walk-ins, so I'm sure Penny would like to know how many people are going to be participating. And you can have yourself a nice glass of wine, it looks like, and then also learn how to paint landscaping and go Bob Ross with some of that stuff as well. So a terrific opportunity for you to go out there to Clubhouse 1 and enjoy some art and a glass of wine. What else are we out? We're going to have one other thing that's going to be our weather. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today. I'm sure a lot of you are out there enjoying the wonderful weather we're having here. Temperatures again will be in the high 60s, and then also in the high 40s for the next couple of days. Sunday, you're seeing lots of sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful day on Sunday. And same with tomorrow, beautiful day of 68 degrees, 48 overnight, and same with the next couple of days, where Saturday will be a little bit cooler. And then if you head out to Catalina, go out there and take a look at that Catalina Casino. Has a lot of history, and it's a beautiful place to visit. So for those of you watching our show today, if you're not watching our 5 o'clock show, our sunset is going to be right about showtime at 4:57 p.m. Be sure and give us an email if you have a picture you would like to send to us, and you can send that to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com, and we'll put your name up there in lights as well. Thanks so much for joining us on our program for today. Be sure and join us tomorrow, where Lisa Hart is going to have a really entertaining show. And I'll tell you that because the Theater Guild is going to be with her, and Estelle D'Annunzio and John Kelsaw will be joining her to talk about the club. And we're also going to have an update from Francine Brokaw. She's going to tell us about what's going on at Disney. So thanks for joining us on our program. Enjoy the rest of your day right here in Laguna Woods Village.